Welcome everybody. I am Mrs. Cedarholm, and I'm going to go through the steps that you need to take in Algebra 2 to be successful. So there are some things to let you know about just to start off, and that would be whenever you're doing anything, any kind of connection with school, getting in touch with me, always use your school email account. That's the one that ends in @isd728.org. I should not be receiving anything from anybody's personal email accounts, only the school email accounts. They work best with everything that we have here at the school. So please make sure that you are using those. Now, each day, and I've got this little folder up here, this file, that says daily steps to take for success. I'm just going to go through this with you and show you the steps to doing what you need to do. So your daily procedures, you're going to find this file right here, Daily Steps for Success. And you're going to go in here and you'll see that it leads you through exactly what you need to do every day. Find the file with the daily learning calendar. So I'm looking, oh, there it is, daily calendar of work to complete. And I see here's the syllabus, which you can certainly go through yourself. The big deals from the syllabus are we did change the pass policy. We now have the e-hall pass. And so what you see on here about the clipboard is not the case. If you do come back into the classroom, do not ask me for a pass in the middle of the lesson. I will not approve it. So if we have some work time and you must use the restroom as an emergency, then you can fill that out on your phone and come and show me your phone and I can approve that. But I do only allow one student out at a time, and those that are abusing the system can now be tracked through the e-hall program. So don't be using the bathroom every hour, you know, that's not okay. It's supposed to be emergencies because you're supposed to be in the room learning. But down here, we see Algebra 2 Daily Calendar for all students, Chapter 1, September 8th through September 22nd. And that's where I need to start, so I click on that. And I see a wonderful little file that tells me exactly what to do. Now, how am I supposed to do this? Because I'm a B-Day student, and that means I'm going to be in class the first day, and I'm not going to be in class the second day. Or I am an A student and I don't get to come on the first day, but I have to come on the second day. Well, no matter what, you are responsible for all of this material on these dates. So if you are not here that first day, you should watch the welcome video. Now, normally that's what we would say to do, but what I'm going to do is for the B day, I'm going to go over the welcome with them in class, and the A day, I'm also going to go over the welcome with them in class, because I want to explain all of that stuff for you and make sure that you didn't miss anything. So that means B students get their welcome. They don't really have any assignment over here for the night. The next day, they're going to watch the video lesson and the homework and do the homework for section 1-3, day 1. My A students, on September 9th, we are actually going to have the welcome in class. So that evening, you will need to watch the video lesson and do the homework for section 1-3, day 1. Now, that's something that's not going to happen very often for either A or B students, and that's because we've tried to set this up so that you're just doing one thing on a given day. However, it does happen sometimes, and that's because we have to have you in class to test. So let's just go through this as if this were a normal class. So welcome video would be the first day. Then the next day, you do the video lesson and homework for section 1-3, day 1. So where do I find that? Well, I go back into Schoology, and I want to find my daily lesson videos. So I go right down here to daily lesson videos, and I see Algebra 2 lesson 1-3, and I see this was last year's video. Well, I'm going to leave all of last year's videos up, but I'm also going to re-record those videos this year. So if the audio is poor on any of these videos, you can always wait until about 11 o'clock to get the new video. Because what has to happen is I have to teach it in class, I have to download it to my computer, load it up to YouTube, and then I can put it in Schoology. And I usually don't have time to do that during class, so I have to wait for my lunch. So around 11 o'clock there will be new audio in here. So I click this. Go ahead and take the bag off and have all of that ready for you. You can see the video is posted here, and when you go all the way through the lesson, at the very end, there will be an assignment. So there's an assignment that I'm writing down right now. 39 to 54, them all, and 67. But what I want to warn you is this was an old video, so it's quite possible that the assignment might have changed. So my suggestion would be, if you're watching the old videos because you definitely want to watch them in the morning, because remember, you can wait until after 11 and get the new videos, you would go back to Schoology, back to your Algebra 2 page, and you can go down here where it says turn in your completed assignments 1-3 to 1-6. And notice with each of these assignments, I have the actual assignment that we will be having this year posted. So that's one place you can find them. Another place you're going to be able to find them is in Campus. I'm going to have the updated assignments in there because over the years we've changed the assignments and made them a little bit shorter, taken out some things that you didn't necessarily need extra repetition for. So you could always go into Campus and find your daily assignments in there as well. Now remember, the reason you would do that is if you're watching one of the older videos. So you want to check when you're doing the videos to see, hey, when was this recorded? So when we go back to daily lesson videos, you'll be able to tell, oh, these are the old ones. Oh, well, I can watch those. I can just get the assignment off of the other one. But also know that after 11, I will change this, and you will see the brand new date on here, and then you won't have to worry about going to another page to change the assignment, because I will have already taken care of that in the new video. All right, so now, you went ahead and you wrote down the assignment, and you went ahead and did the assignment with your online book. So how do you get to the online book? Well, classroom textbook information. And we've got the fine report up here from the district office. If something happens to your book, you can see there how much it's going to cost. This is the book registration. And this is one of the first things, distance learners, you're going to need to do this at home. So you want to go ahead and fill out the math book checkout, first name, last name, Algebra 2, Mrs. Cedarholm, and pick your second semester teacher. You should have your schedule. And then your book number is inside the front cover of your book. It's in a little oval, and you can write that down here. But here's the most important part. Type out any damage that you see to your book. You don't want to be held responsible for damage that somebody else did. So go through and check everything like it says. Check the corners. If you see white on those corners, that's not good. Type that in here. Is the cover scratched up? Type that in here. The binding, that's the part that holds the book together. It's in the middle of the book, so check that. And then look at the sides to see whether or not there's any water damage. It'll be kind of all roly-poly, lumpy-bumpy if it has water damage. And quick flip through the pages to see if there was any writing on the pages. Then if you do find something that's wrong with your book that you didn't do and it was already there, you can send me an email, or if we're back in class, let me know, hey, Cedarholm, I just realized that somebody tore out page 300, you know, those type of things. You can tell me that and I can make changes. But before you use your book, make sure you do the math book checkout. And then this textbook online explains to you how you're going to go ahead and get into the Pearson online book. Now, over the summer, a company called Savvis bought out Pearson's Easy Bridge. So what you have to do is go to your Rapid Identity and look for Savas Easy Bridge. And you're going to go ahead and get into that. And you probably won't have to do the username or password information again, but if you weren't on Rapid Identity already, then yes, you're going to have to enter that information in. And like it says, be sure to capitalize so that you can get in there. And then you can find the Algebra 2 book that you need. So now I've got my Algebra 2 book. I did everything in the assignment. I'm pretty sure they're right. Now I have to check my answers. And you know that all the odd answers are in the back of the book. So you can check those. But as it says, way back here in our Steps to Success, there is a file that you can go to check your even answers. So we are down here where it says check your answers. Odd answers in the back of the book. Even answers are in the white folder. Well, white folder, oh, that's not the right one. There it is, white folder, even answers to the homework for chapter 1. So I go ahead and go into that file, and I give it a second to pop up, and I see, well, there we are. In fact, there's even some odds because I wasn't going to take a screenshot of, just the evens here. I grabbed all of those in between there as well. Oh, well, I got some wrong. I mean, I showed my work and everything because you have to in math. We always have to show our work, but what did I do wrong? Well, what you want to do if you did something wrong was take another look at it. And if you can't figure out what it was that you did wrong, then you want to go to, as this says, the purple folder for the correct chapter because something's not right. Well, that's the frequently asked question videos for the homework for chapter 1. And I was working on 1.3, so I'm going to go into 1.3. Again, it takes just a minute to load up. These are some of the most frequently asked questions in Algebra 2. So what I've done is I've made a video here because I've been teaching Algebra 2 for 26 years now of the questions that students typically have trouble with. So you could fast forward through. From section it a little easier to do this problem. And you see, oh, 17. No, I did that one right. That one's not a problem for me. Let me fast forward again. What one did I need? 3 points. Oh, yep, I needed 29. So now I would watch the video and I would change my homework so that everything is right. Now, some people say, well, that's cheating. I'm just watching you do it. No, as you're writing it down, you're learning. So use those FAQ videos. Now, let's just say you need number 28, and I didn't do number 28. Well, if you watch number 29, it's probably very similar to number 28, and that's the reason I picked number 29 is because it's a little bit harder than number 28. So you can use that as a reference to look at number 28 as you go through there. So now you've gone through all your homework, and you know absolutely everything is right, and we have to go to the next step. So you fix your homework, and the next step would be to take a clear photo of your assignment. And when I say clear, that means you need to check it to make sure it can be read. So I can see your answers as you go through there. And if I notice that somebody is not correcting their assignments, that there are mistakes coming through, you won't receive credit for that assignment until you fix it. So make sure you're correcting your assignments and you're fixing them. It doesn't really take a long time, but it sure does help you learn. So make sure you do that. Now, like it says, you can take it with your Chromebook or your phone. Some people like to take the pictures with their phone because they know how to do that, and it's really easy, and then they can download that to their computer. And this is the part where I have to tell you everything that we do here is going to be different because right now I'm going to do this on an Apple. Some of you will use your Chromebook. Others, maybe you have a PC at home that you're using, a desktop. Others will use your phone. So this process is different depending on what kind of computer you're using. For my Apple, I need to find something here that will take pictures. So I'm going to look down here and there's something called Photo Booth app. And remember, I've done my assignment and I just want to take a picture of it so that I can submit this. And if you submit your assignments the day after you've received them, then you are going to be marked present. So in order to be counted present, you have to turn in the work. So now I hold it up. I can see that I'm going to get a really clear picture. Boom. Now, I double check. Cedar Home going to be able to see all my work. Well, my work was right here, but if I have something that's cut off at the top or cut off at the bottom, well, I have to take another picture because that's not going to work. And then every computer, no matter what kind, is going to allow you to download to something. So this one, I add to photos. Now that it's in my photos, I'm going to go into that application. Again, that's going to be a different application depending on what type of computer you're using. All right, so I have my picture. What I want to do is get this onto my desktop so it'll be really easy to find. So on an Apple, what you do is click and drag. So I'm going to click and drag this right over here. And that way it'll be really fast to access when I want to put it into Schoology, because I really want to be marked present for the day. And the only way you can be marked present is if you're doing homework and submitting that. So we've got a clear photo of the assignment taken with whatever you need to take. And we have to submit it in the correct folder. And it says it's a blue folder. So let me go back over here. And I'm looking for blue, and I see, aha, turn in my completed assignments. Cool, I need to do that. So then I go into the section 1-3 Day 1 homework. That's the one I need to submit. And I see when it's due and all this good stuff. And because I'm a teacher, I'm not going to have the same look that you are. You will see something that says submit. And once you submit, remember, you saved that handy dandy homework picture over here so that you could upload that into this program. And you'll be able to find it because it'll say photo, usually, depends on whether or not you have a PC or an Apple, and you'll be able to load that in to the submissions. Well, it's going to let you know, hey, completed, submission successful. But sometimes it's not successful because Schoology hiccups. So what you want to do after you give me an assignment each day is go into your email. So go into your email and see if there's a message from Mrs. Cederholm that's telling you, uh-oh, I know you thought you submitted your photo into Schoology, but it didn't go in. And since that's the way that I have to take attendance, you have to make sure that you check your email daily so that I can let you know, hey, something went wrong here. I didn't get this one. And then we'll get attendance updated once you have submitted that. So like it says, I'll email you and tell you what you need to do. So every day you should be checking your school email account. Now, it's the next day, start over with step 1 and repeat. So we go back in and see what the calendar says we're supposed to do. We watch the video, we get the assignment, we do the assignment, we check our work, and then we take a picture and we submit it. And we keep doing that until it's test day. So for test day, you want to submit any of the chapter homework that you didn't already complete and submit for the test. So any late work has to be submitted, and so does the review. Make sure you submit those in the right spot, like this one. This was 1-3 Day 1. Don't try to put 1-4 in there. That's not going to work. You have to go back and find out which one is it, and then put it in the right spot. The rule for late homework is that it must be turned in before we take the test. You cannot turn Chapter 1 homework in Chapter 2. And if you want to be eligible for retakes, you have to have all of the homework turned in before we go over your test and go through the retake material. So all homework must be done. Have that homework done before you take the test, and then it's highly likely you won't need to do a retake. Step 2. You are going to have a form, and we don't have that form up just yet, or I would show you where that is, but it will be back on the main page here. And it will be down here somewhere, and it will be a test security form. We are going to have this form so that you can talk to your parents about, well, when will you be home, so you can, it's called proctoring the test. They have to make sure that you don't use your phone, that you are not having multiple windows open on your Chromebook, using your Chromebook to test, and basically just make sure that nobody's cheating. And you're going to have them sign that form, and once you do, you're going to take a picture of it, just like we did for the homework, and you're going to email that to me. And you're going to do that before the test day, and that's because you are expected to take the test on the same day that the rest of the class is taking the test. So make sure that this is taken care of before we take the test. Like I said, we're still working on the form, but it's going to be in here. Then have your TI-84 graphing calculator ready, clean piece of paper for showing your work because you're going to be turning that in, and a pencil ready. You must show all your work on the test problems or you are not going to receive credit for them. And then you'll go into Schoology again, and down here you'll see a little icon that will be for testing. And you'll take the test, and you'll show all of your work on that clean piece of paper that I asked you to have here. And then, once you're done, you'll submit your test. It'll say, are you sure you're finished? Submit. It'll let you know that it's gone through. Again, take a clear photo of your work, and you're going to submit that through Schoology. Pardon me. Work shown for the test problems, so you'll go in here, and you will submit your work. You've submitted your test now. It's looking good. Within about an hour, please check your email because I will let you know if for some reason, again, if you don't download it properly, Schoology will say that you submitted it, but I won't be able to see your work. So I may be sending you an email saying, uh-oh, I know you thought you submitted it, but you forgot to attach the photo. That happened quite a bit last spring. And then we skip down to number 7, and that is Algebra 2 students. Tomorrow we move on. So we have covered what you're going to do every day on a normal lesson day and what you need to do when we take a test. So back here, I want to make sure that you know where to find everything. So what I did was I tried to label them exactly as they are. But remember, if you're looking at this thinking, okay, is that the stuff I need? Then hit the little arrow because that'll show you, oh yeah, there's that daily calendar thing she was talking about, or I need to know how to get to my online book again. Look through those pieces and see what you have. If we're doing homework and you realize, I don't have any graph paper, well, you can get a lot of different ones on the internet, but I did put a couple of PDFs of graph paper in here just because last year I did receive some emails, how can I get some graph paper? Really, it's all over the internet, but there's some digital copies of graph paper. Now, I do have digital copies of all the worksheets and handouts that we have in class. So distance learners, you don't have to come in and pick up these printed materials if you don't want to. Most people will want to, and I do recommend it. And that's because the notes packet makes it super easy to organize your work. That's the reason that we made them. So after this first distance learning drop-off, how do you get the stuff? Well, you email me. Email me, 2-3 days before you know, hey, I'm going to need this, and I don't have a printer at home, so I'm going to ask Cedar Home to do that. And I will get it ready for you. And then what you'll need to do is have yourself, family member, friend who actually comes into the building to do school pick it up. And you'll just have to let me know, are you going to pick it up from me, or are they going to pick it up? Would you like it down in the attendance office? Those are the things that we'll discuss as the year goes on, so you can make sure that you have all your materials. But again, if you have a printer, you wouldn't technically have to come in and get anything, because you could print these off yourself. Then, as I showed you earlier, there's the daily lesson videos. As I teach those in class, I'm going to save a copy, a PDF, of what we have written down in class. And since I haven't taught any yet, there isn't anything in here. But each day, I'm going to save those. So if you're thinking, boy, I missed something, well, you could go back to the daily lesson video and fast forward and try to catch it. Or you could go to the daily completed lesson notes. And this is also for students that struggle with missing little pieces as they're going through the notes. And that's right in this file, daily completed lesson notes. There's our frequently asked questions homework. Definitely a big helper there for learning how to do problems that were a little too tough for you. Our even answers to the homework, and then the turning in of the completed assignments. So we have covered absolutely everything that you need to know if you are going to do distance learning. And basically everybody's doing a little distance learning, because you're not going to be in school every single day. And this will help you follow those daily steps to take for success, because I want you to be successful. And to do that, you have to know where to find stuff. So I showed you where to find all the stuff. Now it's up to you. In Algebra 2, the secret to success is doing your homework every day. It really is difficult to fail Algebra 2 if you are actually doing the work yourself every single day. So my encouragement to you, do that homework. That way, if you do have a bad test, you're eligible for a retake. Because remember, if I don't get all your homework, you're not going to be eligible for that retake piece. So make sure all the homework is in before we take the test. Now, that's not going to be too hard to do, because look at all the things I had in here to help. If you ever get stuck and you don't know how to do something, go to those frequently asked question videos. Use what I have here to help you through things. If this isn't enough, you've watched the frequently asked question videos, there were some that you had wrong that weren't on the FAQs, and you couldn't figure out how to do them by using the problem that was before it or the problem that was after it, well then email me. Let's have a Google Meet. We try to do those on Fridays, but if we had to, because the test is coming up, we could certainly do a Google Meet at another time. So lots of things you could do. And if there's ever any question, email me, all right? And I'll take care of it. I am so looking forward to the day when we can all be back in the classroom, because I want to see your smiling faces. So welcome everybody to Mrs. Cederholm's Algebra 2 course. Thanks. Have a great day.